Hi Taurus, this is going to be your April mid-month reading, and what I got for you, well, sometimes I do songs, movies, blah blah blah, but what I got for you was Don't You Forget About Me, you know, that song from the Breakfast Club. I felt really drawn to mention that in the reading as well because it really ties in and it actually freaks me out, but I'm just so excited right now. I'm gonna love doing this message. So, some of the lyrics in Don't You Forget About Me are: tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. I see that as like, I want to know about the good aspects of you, the bad aspects of you. Tell me all your troubles and doubts. Tell me about your life. Tell me how it's not so easy. Sorry, my handbook fell, but anyway. Obviously, in the Breakfast Club, it turned into actually like a therapy session. It started out as some like not wanting to be there, hating each other's guts because, well, a huge theme of the Breakfast Club is stereotyping. People putting labels on you when there's really more to it here. And they also talk about a very big complex mentioned in that movie that really bothers me, so I'm going to talk about that too. And yeah, just people stereotyping you. I feel like a lot of Tauruses experience that. Just, I don't know why I'm drawn to say slut shaming too. Just a lot of, just everyone's had assumptions said about them. You're put into a different category when we're much more complex than these labels. We are not the things people say about us. But what I was getting is like, Taurus, someone wants to know the good, the bad, they just want to, it's like they want to know things you never told anybody. They want to know what's behind what's behind the beauty, what's behind the mask, as if there's pain behind the beauty, as if maybe you have body image issues, or they know, maybe. And also in the Breakfast Club, one of the girls, she was more of a prima donna, singing that with the Queen of Wands. And then he was more of always getting into trouble, that bad boy type. He came from a really rough background. I think he had an abusive father as well. That really got in his head with mean words. And then he viewed her as like this prima donna. Like, that's what I'm seeing of the Queen of Wands right now. Like, you get everything you want, you have everything you need. And it's like you look down on people like me. And he also hid behind this very tough, manly exterior, but on the inside he was actually hurting. He had a rough life. That pain was coming out aggressively and in anger, but then towards the end, they all sort of became friends. But what's really funny is the song Don't You Forget About Me really ties in with that too, because it's like, we're not supposed to be talking to each other. We're from different groups, from different stereotypes. If people knew we were all friends and talking to each other, it's just frowned upon, it's not accepted. So it's like, maybe Taurus, you met someone that's the opposite of you, and you put this person on a pedestal, and it's like, we don't mesh well together, so we're gonna stick out, and it's like, will you forget about me? Well, if I see you in the hall, and that's what they said in the end of the movie too. It's like, will we all talk to each other again, or will we just leave detention and just pretend this never happened, because we're not supposed to, different stereotypes aren't supposed to really, just looks weird to the outside, but they're like, I will. So I feel like you guys are really breaking the norm here. This is a really not your typical relationship, not your typical friend group, not your typical, I feel like I'm also talking to someone who has many different friends from different backgrounds, like band geek, or the weird person that's really not so weird, because remember in the Breakfast Club, she was sort of seen as the freak, but then the jock sort of fell for her. He finally saw her in the end. He was like, dang, you're not so bad. And it's like opposites, a lot of opposites attract. So that could be really what this is, Taurus. Like, behind the beauty, behind the mask, people, they want to know, like, It's like the good, the bad, and the ugly is what I just got. I feel like someone actually started out kind of mean and aggressive, like they just viewed you as a prima donna, like that stereotype thing again. Everyone sort of, even the unpopular ones, categorize popular people as just snobby, stupid, I think I'm better than everyone else, and then popular can look down upon these types of people and just look at them as mean, screw-ups, and shit like that. So kind of, we all do it without even realizing it sometimes. But what I'm getting with this, especially with don't you forget about me, it's like, just don't forget about me. I see this too as like reminiscing. Thinking of the good times. Reverting back to something that once was. It's like, will you forget about me? Don't forget about me. It's like, I just got blast from the past, because this is really what this is. Like, could even be a childhood memory. Maybe you made a pact with someone, like, I will never forget you, or this is a past lover that's like, that's scared of you forgetting them, Taurus. And what really, really made me laugh was this. It reminds me of the ending scene to The Breakfast Club, where he just puts his hand in the air as if it's like, this can mean, the magician can mean like a powerful man. And remember how he started out like this, just letting his insecurities, his life get in the way of it. He wanted everyone, it was actually a defense mechanism, just, I'm gonna let everyone know I hate them, I'm just defensive. Ugh. It's like, I don't need love, why are you such a prima donna? It's like, that's how someone literally views you or viewed you, Taurus. But then they realize, it's like, tell me your troubles and doubts. It's like, as they had to stay in that room with them, they all became closer, and they're like, dang, it's really not easy to be you. It's not easy to be you either. Oh, and I wanted to talk about, do you know what, you can Google it if you want to. It popped into my head, and it really made me think of this, since the majority of The Breakfast Club is talking about like stereotypes, how we're all perceived and labeled, even outside of high school. It's really not cool. But it's called the Madonna horror complex. It's when girls are placed in two categories. Like, let's say it's like they're either a whore or innocent, like a prude. They're a tease, you know what I mean? But really, we're much more complex than that. When I'm saying that with this too, it's like a girl could be viewed easily as easy or easy to get, but it's really not that way at all. How do I explain this? Like someone who's very promiscuous, let's say they're not really promiscuous with just anyone, but they get this reputation that's not real, and it's like they don't have a identity with that. It's like there are many things. They're not just what it's like girls are usually put into those two categories, like good girl, bad girl, like that she's not wife material. Like that, I really hate that. If you know what I'm talking about, like you can even Google it if you want to research on it, because it's really true. That's even mentioned in The Breakfast Club, where she's like, if you don't, you're a tease. If you do, you're a slut. So like that's what it is here too. I feel like you were actually viewed in that light, Taurus, especially I'm talking to a girl here. And remember how throughout the movie he was sort of judging her, like, you're a prima donna, like, oh, I think he was also teasing her, because I think it turned out she was actually, like, sexually inexperienced. So I think that also tore down a bit of the mask, because he's like, oh, I really had the wrong impression of you. It's like, that's really what a majority of the thing was. It's like, different backgrounds, different people coming together, and it's like, dang, stereotypes just aren't good. And will we talk to each other again? Because we're really not supposed to be. We're not meant to be talking to each other. But it's like, will you remember me? Because I remember you. It's like he's giving her a flower or being romantic with her. Because remember the opposites attract thing, Taurus. In the end, I found it really funny. These two got together, settled their differences, and then that one jock, he went after the girl that was weird, the freak girl, the one I don't think she really talked at first. And for some reason, I just see this as them the next day. It's like, I don't care if this isn't really allowed. Oh, and another lyric in that song is, as you walk on by, will you call my name? It's like, will you ignore me? Will we go on as if we don't love each other, if we're not friends? I feel like this is a forbidden relationship, Taurus. You're like that prima donna, independent, like desirable queen. And this is the screw up who never really gets a chance with a girl like you. But then he realized, like, you're more than the stereotype. You're more than just this snobby, bratty prima donna. Like, there's more behind the surface. And I feel like that's actually what happened here. And then with the Chariot, Cancer, that's like moving past something that really got in the way before. Like an internal conflict. A lot of these characters in the movie had an internal conflict. Their own issues, and they all became aware of it and more understanding. This too is like, you know how that character in the movie moves on from their internal conflict? It's like victory. Remember in the end scene? It's like tapping into your fullest potential. Because remember that he was really hard on himself. I think his father like told him he wasn't enough. Like I remember there was a scene where he's like talking about how abusive and verbally abusive his father was. And then at the end it's like, that's a huge turning point actually, because that's when everything changes. That's when everything changes. Wheel of Fortune. End of a cycle. I feel like the end of, well, the end of a detention too. The end of just viewing things differently now. A change too. The end of that bad cycle I'm getting. It's like, will you forget about me? If someone's really worried that you'll forget about them, Taurus. It's like you're people from two different backgrounds. Or this could even be you, Taurus. Like you view someone in such a high light. But I feel like sometimes you're actually unfair with them. You categorize them into two different, you know, that Madonna whore complex, or like she thinks she's all that. And it's like, wait, she's really kind of like the Madonna whore complex. You can be viewed in a certain light, but then when you don't realize it's more complex than that, and it's like, wait, she's actually not experienced at all. She's shy, she's more introverted, she's mysterious. There's something, yeah, there's more below the surface to you, Taurus. Or maybe you think there's more to the surface to someone else. There's something unknown about it. But yeah, I see a lot of you are getting over this weird internal conflict. Maybe that internal conflict is also, I'm not enough for her. Or someone thinks they're not enough for you. Because they kind of view themselves as a screw up, not gonna lie. And he's the type to think like, oh, she just looks down on me, so that causes him to feel defensive too. That's kind of what I'm getting. But then I feel like they got over that, getting over this internal conflict. Moving on, victory is mine. It's like in the driver's seat, it only goes up from here. Remember the end? He was just walking. After they all said goodbye, he put his hand in the air. It's like magician energy with that. Manifesting a change, manifesting a new beginning. Being in detention together, changed them all for the better. It's the end of the cycle, end of detention. It's like, will you remember me or act like I don't exist? Because we're really not supposed to be together. But they promised each other, like, I don't care. It made them closer. So more of the story, Taurus, I think that's what someone's wondering. It's like, as you walk on by, will you call my name? Will we always have this connection? I feel like they're really reminiscing of the past. Like, especially you in particular, like, they don't want to lose this connection. They realize you're more special, and I keep feeling drawn to say complex than what you let on. They know everyone has a mask. Everyone's put into certain stereotypes. Everyone's labeled in society. But it's like, it's not like I'm more than this. I can be many things. Kind of like how some girls are categorized, which I hate. It's like, you're a slut, you're either a slut or you're a good girl. It's like, where's the middle? Like, there is no, like, there's more to our personalities than things like that. Oh, and a lot of the characters grew from, I see this as like conflict in general. There's a lot of fighting in there as well. A lot of tension, conflict in the beginning. But then as time went on, they eventually got over that conflict. They started moving forward. And the Chariot can also be proceeding with more of an open mind. They became more lenient with each other, instead of being close-minded, like only judging each other off of what they've heard or what they've built up in their heads with all these stereotypes. So I feel like someone's starting to be more lenient and open-minded with you, Taurus. It's like, tell me all your troubles and doubts. I want to know the good and the bad. I'm not going to judge you. It's like someone's starting to see you in a new light. They like you more than, like this, I guess it's this scandalous persona in person. Like, they see what's inside and that's what matters the most. Like, I'm not gonna like put you into two different categories, because I feel like that's what you're used to. Just people calling you, thinking you're a prude or thinking you're just extremes. But it's like this person loves every aspect. They want to know, it's like they want to know your insecurity. This person really wants to know. It's like they're studying. Because this very intense, like, watchful stare. I also see this as them too, for some odd reason. It's like, I'm protecting her. It's like, at first they were hesitant with you, but now they're like, they're sticking up for you. Like, give me everything inside and out. Now I just adore every aspect of you. So this could very well be like a past person that just doesn't want to lose this connection, because there's probably a disconnect right now. And it's like, will we ever, even if we don't talk right now, even if we lose this for the time being, will we be able to pick it up again? Like, if I were to reach out, or if I were to see you, I don't know why I'm getting this. If I were to see you, like, serendipitously one day, would you call my name or pretend I don't exist? I'm just really drawn to that. That's literally like in the end where he puts his hand up and it's like victory. The worst is over. And that's such a good, I feel like that symbolizes just a new chapter. Starting over. And when it's clarified by the Six of Cups, so that's like the past is behind us. We are not what society labels us to be. And I feel like that was really hard for a lot of you, because a lot of us are just put into, told where things were not, and it's not true. Because a promiscuous girl can also be really shy. Well, if she's labeled that way, sometimes it's not true, if you get what I mean. So I feel like that's what this is too. A lot of you are seen as like a diva, but really you're just a really nice person. You're independent. You don't actually fit in with your group. I feel like that's what, I haven't seen the Breakfast Club in a while, and sometimes I struggle to remember everything while I'm picking up on messages, but I'm pretty sure she came across that way, but she didn't even fit in with her friend group. She was different. And then he began to see that. He's like, oh, I was being harsh. I feel like this person's also very lenient with you. They started out as like, hate this bitch's guts. And then it turned into like, wait, don't touch my queen. Very intense. Look at that cat. This person's hardcore. This could be a very masculine, like protective, like father figure type. Like Emperor is usually the provider. You know what I mean? This person's very protective of you, Taurus. Or you're very protective of this Queen of Wands. She could also get a lot of attention. So you assume she has options like what would she want with me? Or that's what they think about you. Like what would you want with me? So they get all defensive and act like they don't. You know what I mean? It's like they're stepping into their I don't know what I mean to say like masculine power. It's like I am not what my remember that guy had problems with his father in the movie? That could very well be what I'm getting to. Someone you're connected to, Taurus, could have a toxic father figure. Always telling them they're not enough. But it's like, yeah, I am enough. It's also Magician can also be, like I said, a powerful man. It's also manifesting. They all practically manifested new relationships, new friends. Like I said in the beginning, I think I said it was like a therapy session. It changed them. And it's like they left this internal conflict behind. They all learned something. They all learned it's time to be more open-minded. They probably also see the world and other people in a different light now. We can't judge. Moral of the story, just don't judge. So I feel like someone's learning not to judge you as harshly, Taurus. Where are we at? 22. And then they're also scared of losing this connection. Like, will you forget about me? Because I still think about you. It's like, I feel like that too is like, will you think about me as much as I think about you? A lot of reminiscing. But I also see this too as like the past is behind us. I am in my full power. I'm the magician. I am many things. I'm a complex individual. I am not just a stuck-up prima donna brat or a screw-up or just a weird person. I can be both. I can be one. I can be anything I want. You can do anything you want. That's a huge factor in manifestation, is believing you already are that, or you already have everything you need. Being thankful. That's a necessity for growth. Tapping into your true potential, your true power. This could also be communication. This can be too. It's like wanting forgiveness, or could even be a straight up gift. So maybe someone from the past wants to come forward, Taurus, and maybe apologize. Maybe that's what this is. I'm sorry for not viewing you in a good light. It's like I was wrong. I was wrong about you. Can we start over? Like, will you forget about me? Or it's really too. I see this as like someone who's older, and then this is the dainty, like innocent. And because remember, in the end, they sort of got together. Opposites attract, so that's what this is, I think. Then here we have the King of Cups reversed. Because I see that too as like, ooh, and then we have here, Ten of Wands reversed, releasing burdens. This burden was like their emotional state. A lot of them weren't like, and a lot of the scenes in the movie, things got kind of rocky. I think there was a few people crying and just venting about their lives. And there was a moment of tension. Like, they all didn't want to talk to each other. It was just really weird. But then that tension surpassed, and it's like they're leaving the burdens behind them. Oh, and coming together as one. Like, we're all friends. We're all the same, really. We've all been through the same things. We've all been through the same things. This is the Breakfast Club. Something Taurus with someone else made you guys feel closer. Like, tell me your troubles and doubts. Your guys' insecurities, like, telling each other your stories, or maybe you will, like, if this person comes back. Like, they want to manifest some communication here, or they want to communicate with you. Or maybe that just symbolizes, like, you finally got something off your chest, kind of like they did in detention, and then it made it easier for you to move forward and look at things from a different perspective. That's what I'm seeing the most, Taurus. This is really weird. Essentially, I think you're just coming to a conclusion with somebody. Someone from the past could want to manifest a new beginning here with you. And I think could be both of you, just looking at each other, judging each other unfairly. It's like two opposite people from different backgrounds, and I feel like it's actually frowned upon, or they believe that they won't be accepted some way. And then she was sort of, I think it's mostly him though, this guy Taurus, thinking you look down on them. Isn't it funny how she's up top too? It's like, she just looks down on me. She's just like a preppy little rich girl that gets everything she wants. But in reality, that snobby person you sort of perceive them as isn't what they really are. They have a lot of issues. Like, tell me your troubles and doubts. What's behind that smile? What's behind that persona? I feel like that's what someone wants to know, Taurus. They want to know more about you. They don't just like you for your looks, your image, and they realize they shouldn't judge you unfairly or stereotype you. Getting over a huge conflict here. End of a cycle. Putting these emotional burdens to rest. And making new friends in the process. Could also be reverting back to like old friendships. You could be connecting with old friends again, or it's like, will you forget about me? Like, do you remember me? I feel like this is like someone wants to reconcile from the past, and it could be from someone you wouldn't even expect. It's like, I want to try this again. Like, even though we're so different and we sort of clashed and I looked at you, I perceived you in the wrong way, I want to try this again. Friends. So be straight up friends. Like, they all knew each other in the Breakfast Club. They were always like, are we gonna stay friends? I hope so. And they also kind of got relationships out of it. So it's like, will this continue? I want to manifest this. Also be a straight up apology. Like, maybe they didn't realize what they were doing at first. Viewing you in a negative light, like projecting on you when it's really not that way at all. But I'm really liking this though. Come on, 3 of Cups. Celebration. Maybe there could be a get-together going on soon, making plans. Maybe a wedding. I don't know why I just got some of you were invited to like an old friend's wedding. A blast from the past. Could also be a lot of you are gonna start reconciling with past lovers and past friends. Manifesting a new beginning. Because before, for whatever reason, it was clashing. It's like someone's very reminiscent over you too, Taurus. Like, I can't forget about this. I wonder if she forgot about me, but I don't think you did either. And you could have had a falling out with this friend or romantic partner in the past, but it's like you guys are coming together now, having fun. No expectations, No stereotypes, just fun. Having fun together. End of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. I love this so much. Putting it's also, yeah, like, I'm getting strictly to just putting the past to rest and stepping into your true power. Because it's like an emotional burden. But I think talking about it is really going to help both parties. And it's going to change you guys. Maybe I'm getting for a lot of you, Taurus, before I end this, it's going to be a straight up like conversation. And then you're like, wow, I really understand what you're going through now. Looking at them in a different perspective and having more of an open mind, not being such a judgmental fool. Because I feel like that really got in the way of whatever happened here. And it's like, I'm sorry. I feel like this person was just kind of harsh with you, this past person. Like, oh, you're so delicate, I'm so sorry. The view is like a delicate flower. Dainty. Look at the flowers here. Very beautiful. And also very protective of you, because look at that. See, it's like them before, it's like I'm judging her, but now it's like I'm protecting her. She's really not as bad as I perceived her to be. To end this reading, I'm going to talk about this. Remember that end? It's like, don't you forget about me. Just ended right there with his hand in the air. I say that as that guy, well, this person you're connected to, Taurus, is starting to step into their true power. It's like, I can have anything I want to be, but I was the one holding myself back with these emotional burdens. It's time for me to take the initiative now. Could be an apology, or just they straight up want to manifest this relationship back, make it stronger. They're starting to look at things from an open mind. They put that internal conflict to rest. Like there was actually a fight before, but now it's gonna be like this. Just everyone having fun, celebrating, just true harmony. Also getting Empress vibes because the Empress is also 3-2, and I don't know why I'm kind of looking at this as the Empress too. It's like two counterparts. Like we're really actually matches after all. But yeah, it's like someone just wants to stay in contact, Taurus. It's like, please don't forget about me. Someone's worried about losing contact with you over time, and I think they're also worried that you'll find someone else. But it's like, even if we're two different people, I know I'm the perfect guy for her. I know I'm the perfect girl for you. We're more complex than our backgrounds and image, you know? Things people project on you. We are powerful. And we can get anything we want. We're more complex than that. We can be many things. Okay, Taurus, that's the end of your reading. Hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, tell me what you think of it. But yeah, this was a very complex reading. Got many things out of it, but I like it. It's like, tell me your troubles and doubts. Like, who are you behind the mask, behind the persona, behind what people label you as, behind what people think you are? It's like, I'm sorry for judging so harshly. Let's start over. I feel like this person really cares about you. They view you as like a dainty flower. That's really cute. Okay, Taurus, that's the end of your reading. Bye. Don't you forget about me. Like, subscribe.